Hey guys, welcome to our Thursday night leadership call. I'm super excited to be on here. See some new faces. Hey Elena, how are you? Good to see you on there, my friend. How you doing? Big Mike, good to see you. Susan, a lot of new faces on here.
Hey,
What's up?
how you doing?
I'm blessed. You?
Blessed like you.
Excited to start hammering some things out together, brother.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Okay, guys, let's let me see where we are here. I'm on. Okay. What's that?
Mike Kinky always starts it off with one.
Oh yeah, where is he? I don't even see him. It's unbelievable. He was traveling last week. I don't see him. Text him. All right, guys. So Lisa's we always like it. Mike's usually the first one that starts off. But guys, I want to talk just real quick about next week. Next week is Life Angels Elite Academy. I'm just going to tell you this. If you're not in Anaheim, then make sure that you start now preparing for – oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, Mike? Hold on.
Good evening. How are you?
And it is –
Best day of the week.
There we go.
I'll drink to that.
Hey, what's up, Teresa? How are you? Good to see you. Hope everybody is having a great night. Quantranon, the Q, the Quani is on. Gotta like that. Love to see you, bro. Hope you guys are all doing good. Hold on one second. Okay, so, and like I said, guys, I'm super excited. Lisa and I are leaving early to spend some time in Anaheim. We are doing a VIP day with a coach that you guys are going to get to benefit from, guys. We're super excited. We hired a new coach that is going to be super, super exciting. And I'll just tell you why it's going to be like that, because we are investing in you guys. Not just in ourselves. Yes, we get to be there. But one of the big investments is that I'm going to share some stuff we went over, and I'm going to recap on some of that before I get into this week. But I want you guys to take notes. You've got a pencil and a piece of paper because I'm going to give something away. Let me just unmute him real quick. Okay. Mr. Mike was my winner last week. Mike, I unmute. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get Mike unmuted.
I'm here.
Hey, Mike Weingarten, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. So how quickly did you get your gift from last week?
Something.
Huh?
I haven't gotten anything yet.
I sent you a book in the mail. Come on.
I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, that's right. It was a holiday.
Yeah.
You'll get it tomorrow then. I just looking. She just said you should have got it. It was Monday it went out? You should have already gotten it then. Yeah, well, that's weird. That's blows us away. Usually when I send you something.
7 days.
Oh, okay. So you'll get it tomorrow then, Mike. My bad.
No problem.
But but I do when I mail you something, I gets there, right?
Absolutely. I got that last package. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so take some notes. I'm going to go over some things. Let me recap just the first 5 entrepreneur personality types. High sensitivity and awareness was number 1. We talked about, extreme people who are extremely sensitive and how to react to those people. If you didn't get to watch last week's, trust me, go back and watch it. You guys are going to be amazed. I've had tons of people ask me for it. I'm going to put them together in one series here. Talked about Richard Branson, who was dyslexic and one of the men in the world. Number 2 is future focused. People that are looking at things down the road, and they got to slow down sometimes, which is me. They're often called dreamers. Steve Jobs got fired from his own company. It almost went bankrupt 2 or 3 times, but eventually it had a 7,000% increase. Number 3 was the high processing capacity. You guys remember this one? It talked about Elon Musk, right? Interviews was asked what qualified him to start and run a space exploration company, and Musk had no history on training in the field. I read a lot of books. Musk, as an EPT, his ability to consume data through books. Applied learning allows him to socialize. Guys, before I go on to the next series, I wanted to tell you guys that you guys can see I have tons of books on my desk. I just picked up this book again, The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes. Lewis is from Ohio, OH, and just love the guy. He's going to have an event that I'm going to go to here in a couple months. Persistence, adaptability. They talked about Dean Graziosi, who was if you guys remember his story, picked up an understanding of electrical wiring and plumbing. And it's funny, the neighbors and contracts would stop by and ask, who taught your son to do these things? And father would have to admit that no one did. He figured it out on his own. So and then number 5 was intense focus on results or a single outcome. And if you remember, Robert De Niro won, most famous for accomplished actor, 2 Academy Awards and 7 nominations. And he perhaps well known for moving from Silicon Valley to How to Play Among Vito, Corleone, and Francis Ford Coppola's Godfather. He said, there's not only learned Italian, but perfected different Sicilian accents, right? Much to amazement of his voice coaches, De Niro knew the lengths to which he needed to isolate himself to fully focus on accomplishing his goals. He was rewarded with an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. So that's where we left off. And as I said, if you guys are just coming on, please mute yourself. Mute you guys again. Hold on a second. Okay. There we go. Everybody's muted. So let's talk about these new, honey, will you write down these things? Come over here and I'll tell you over here. So we're going to talk about 6 different, the last 5 of these biases, these attributes, right? 10 attributes of an entrepreneur. Number 6 is bias for improvement, okay? A future-focused individual of an EPT, which is, entrepreneur personality type, see the world not as it exists, but as it should be, okay? And they would know that they see what should be modified, improved, or evolved, okay? Then skip down, it says, without structure or support, pressure and noise can lead to EPTs to question their improvements, which leads to more and more change. We see this kind of improvement paralysis in architects whose designs are never quite done, right? The manager who's never ready to ship his product, and the writer whose manuscript collects dust on the bookshelf that never published. And this is forward thinkers like my friend Cole Hatter. He's been writing a book for several years and just hasn't published it yet because he's one of those forward thinkers. So he's got a couple of these personality types. It says, when nurtured and mentored to see fundamental principles for moving initiatives forward, EPTs can turn their vision for improvements into realities, okay? I've personally struggled to direct this attribute. It says, this is Alex Charfin talking, in a positive direction, finding myself in situations where my focus on improvement has become a constraint on my momentum. You guys remember we talked about being a momentum being. You all are momentum beings. And he said, perhaps you've even been there. And when I read this, I was like, yeah, totally. Ultimately, I've found that reminding myself of the intended outcome always allows me to set proper priorities and focus on improvements that actually move me and my business forward. So guys, I'll use this today. I'm attracting all of these entrepreneurs. I've been doing call after call after call, and I mentioned this guy, Alex Macklin, today that I met. Alex is an entrepreneur out in California, personal trainer, and he said the word for him that I spoke over him was intentionality. Reminding himself, he even said that to set proper priorities to move forward in the little things that he needs to do. And this here says attributes in action. Tim O'Brien has authored some of the most influential pieces of American literature, helping shape the national policy and public recognition of aircrafts of the Vietnam War, and winning a National Book Award for his novel, Going After Cacciato, Cacciato. Despite the numerous recognitions and acclaims for his work, I love this, guys. Listen to this. O'Brien still insists on editing his books each time they are reprinted. He has 9 novels with numerous reprints. What some might call perfectionism, an APT understands as a necessary bias towards improving what they put into the world. And guys, this is a prime example that John Maxwell said about his book, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, right? He wrote this book 35 years ago, and he changed 85% of the book because he's not the same person that he was 35 years ago, okay? So maybe this will go to somebody tonight. Who knows? Number 7, attribute number 7, what is experiential learning, exponential learning, okay? Experiential learning, all right? It says, yes, EPTs learn through books and by consuming large amounts of data, but they truly seek the application of those learnings and experience and experiments. Otherwise, they don't feel momentum, okay? Many relate to the attribute in the context of sports, debate, contest, or other types of competition. These environments set clear outcomes and timeframes, forcing participants to try, learn, and adapt quickly, right? That is experimental and experiential learning. Okay? So this is why we see entrepreneur types and attributes evident in so many professional athletes. Over the years, we've watched people like Roger Staubach, Michael Jordan, George Foreman. Lisa's giving a high five for Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Steffi Graf. I'm going to throw in LeBron James. Make the transition from athletic success to great achievements outside the stadiums and arenas. That will happen with LeBron. He's already started to do some great things. It says, unfortunately for EPTs as children, these attributes can make the traditional classroom and learning structures challenging. And I can tell you from professionalism, I was an athlete myself. I've seen a lot of guys that were on my track team that become very successful, but we struggled with our grades when we were younger. So when a greater focus is placed on memorization and standardized testing, EPTs lose interest. This is me. I hate tests, okay? But I do really good at them, which is kind of weird, right? So experiences and experiments give EPTs confidence to push further, validate what they've learned, and enhance their belief in the visions of the future. Okay, think about that one more time. Experiences and experiments give personality types, EPTs, confidence to push further, validate what they've learned, and enhance belief in their visions of the future. And then this attribute of this one, fail fast, fail forward. Silicon Valley encapsulates this mantra, and no one better embodies this spirit than Mark Zuckerberg, who turned a college dorm-specific registry site, which would have struggled for many types of profitability, into the most powerful social network in the world. In the early days of Facebook, Zuckerberg held hackathons for talented developers to take on tough programming challenges with amplified creativity and sped up innovation. As the company grew, these innovations turned into new offerings, new platforms and services rolled out to its users. Some worked, some failed horribly. These failures caused some early investors to call Zuckerberg's removal as CEO, but he remained committed to the experience and experiment with new applications for what he and his team learned. This resulted in Facebook becoming a highly profitable platform with more than 1 billion users and a stock price that has grown 143% over the past 3 years. Guys, think about that. Now there's 2.6 billion users on Facebook, okay? 2.6 billion and 143% over the past 3 years, okay? So attribute number 8, perceive unique connections. Just pick 10 out of it. When the number 8, perceive unique connections. It says when the majority of people are united in one belief, which I believe everybody on here is, it takes a certain type of person to offer contradictions or alternatives. Okay, experience, remember this, experience over belief always trumps an argument. Okay, an EPT's ability to perceive unique connections in the world through their experiences, experiments, focus on the future and high sensitivities, bring different perspectives to any situation. They are able to see situations, problems, solutions, and processes from different angles, leveraging new resources or moving in new directions. So think about that. Sometimes this can appear to be a divergent logic or a combination of conflicting ideas. However, entrepreneurial personality types have unique connections, are driven by a focus on outcomes and a search for momentum. So they want to know a way who they can learn from that best fits them. There's many different ways to skin a cat, we always hear. My grandfather used to say, right? It doesn't mean that one way is better than the other, but we do look for duplication so that what we teach, we know the next person can do, right? So especially in marketing, I've seen countless examples of entrepreneur types making unique connections between audience interactions and the subtle shifts of language, color, positioning, or timing in their message. As a sales consultant for Fortune 500 and Global 100 brands, it's my job to identify, this is Alex Charfin speaking, and execute on unique connections between products and the new markets and territories they sought to enter. Think about that. In these two instances, big business pays a premium for access to entrepreneurial type ability to perceive unique connections. They do this because they know unique connections can result in huge sales numbers and can spark trends, galvanize consumers, and move entire industries in a new direction. I'll tell you one of the really big things and that I really like about our coach that we're visiting next week. When he looked at the results that I get with my clients, he said, I want to build partnerships with you. I want everybody to know about you. I want everybody to help you. I want you to help everybody that I know. So Mark is 27, as I said, built multiple 7-figure incomes. And he's the, if you ever watch Business Rock Stars, if you ever fly Delta Airlines, he's always on there talking. And that's what this is talking about, okay? And so the attributes in action are Elizabeth Holmes is literally revolutionizing the medical testing industry. While studying at Harvard, Holmes made the unique connection between the lab on a chip technology, LOC, used for chemical engineering and blood tests millions of Americans rely on every single day. LOC performs multiple tests using tiny amounts of liquid, and she thought the same could be done for blood at the neighborhood pharmacies. Rather than a traditional vials drawn at clinics, she patented this idea and turned it into Theranos, Theranos, the company she founded at 19, which has now developed tests helping detect medical conditions, including cancer, based on just a few drops of blood. Today, driven by her entrepreneurial personality ability to perceive unique connections, Holmes' company employs 700 people and has made her the youngest self-made billionaire in the world. Okay? Elizabeth Holmes. She founded LOC. Question number 9, or attribute number 9, drive for gained advantage. I love this one. The EPT drive for gained advantage often begins with a single question. Guys, all of you think about this. How can I get ahead in my business? How can I get ahead in my health? Do you remember asking this of yourself? This question constantly drives EPTs through life to find an advantage or the means to get ahead. Most of us think of this as finding a way to increase income, which is not always true. This is a valid and often for our first motivation to understand business, finance, and people. But the drive for gained advantage can also mean escaping to a place that lowers blood pressure and noise. Like, I'll tell you this. When Alex spoke at the mastermind that I was at last week, he said, the number one thing I want you to take away from today is that you need to lower the noise in your life. Eliminate as much noise as you can. He said, if you're a man, take over that leadership in your home. Have building and confident relationships with your spouse and your kids, but eliminate the noise, okay? He said it could be the software developer retreating to a secluded room to code more effectively, the athlete putting in one more workout, or the realtor leveraging new marketing platforms, okay? Like my friend Chase Maher, okay? Chase Chase Maher, spelled M-A-H-E-R. Chase has a technique that he uses, a platform that he uses called Be, Do, Have. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more. I'm actually going to have Chase on one of our calls in a couple of weeks. So in general, EPTs gravitate towards activities with a scoreboard, physical or perceived, a way for them to measure their advantage because they are driven to win. The scoreboard also provides a frame for reference and validation for their momentum. However, these attributes can turn EPTs into cutthroat individuals. As children, angling for a guided advantage can make it hard to collaborate with classmates or make close friends. Okay, so however, it can also be for EPTs of all ages, understand not only how to turn their visions into reality, but upon starting a business, help realize how to increase the contribution of their team. Okay, I believe all those people that we mentioned before are just like that. He says, this perhaps the most recognizable yet misunderstood EPT attribute. How many times have you heard yourself or other entrepreneurs talk about us being only out for themselves, looking to win at all costs? I'm not going to lie, I've heard this more than a few times myself. The truth is, the drive for gained advantage is a competitive attribute that enables EPTs to seek out new and unique solutions to shared challenges. While it is difficult for us to control how others react to this, EPTs have a responsibility to support and enable each other in our pursuit of these advantages. These are the foundation for how we move mountains, and by increasing awareness for how valuable this attribute can be, we can hope to and how we can hope to positively change the overall perception of entrepreneur personality types. Guys, I hope you find where you're fitting at in these. I found several of these that I can fit in. So let's hear the attributes of this one are in action. Jeff Hayes' drive for gained advantage has taken him across industries. He achieved success doing everything from selling encyclopedias to broadcasting on local television to creating patents and finally establishing Capstone Entertainment, an award-winning film production company. Labeled as a genius as a child, Hayes always had a supreme confidence in his abilities and would put himself first to get ahead, clinging to every advantage he could find. But after an awakening to the power of his work to make a real difference and change minds, he began leveraging all his resources to produce movies that create movements and reveal hard truths. Hayes has channeled his drive for gained advantage to lead him down a path to change the world. Guys, that's incredible. So the last one is the innate motivation, attribute number 10. Most EPTs can pinpoint the time in their lives when an innate motivation kicked in and they couldn't turn it off. For me, and Alex, I remember him talking about this. He said, for others, it can hit in their 20s. For me, it was around age 6. I've known some EPTs who talk about it happening even later as they approach retirement. Typical EPTs have no idea where this fire comes from. I'm realizing it at 50. It appears suddenly then it transforms them. Their friends and family see a different person, someone capable of achieving anything. Some view this attribute as more ambition, but I'm not talking about a desire to climb corporate ladder or collect awards. Innate motivation is the engine which no off switch, a constant drive to accomplish tasks, achieve goals, and attribute to the world. All of a sudden, EPTs realize there are more opportunities and possibilities to grow. Every single day, guys. These standards are that need to be changed, expectations that need to be reset. Naturally, innate motivation can also make EPTs restless, impatient, and combative. I'm telling you. My wife is laughing, especially around people who either lack the same kind of motivation or become obstacles to their momentum. Now she's crossing her arms. Truth hurts. Attributes and action.
That explains your behavior.
It's no secret. Bill Gates has become one of the most successful entrepreneurs and wealthiest in history. What many don't know is that his desires to succeed started at a very young age. His teen years, the potential for computers was only just being realized. And so Gates would sneak into the computer lab of a local university to learn more about the fascinating machines. Beyond mere curiosity, his innate motivation compelled him to break rules, investigate, learn more, and enhance his skills, leading to the creation of the global technology juggernaut, Microsoft. But this success didn't satisfy his innate motivation. In his 20s, Gates continued his relentless pursuit of innovation and never took a day off in a 10-year span. Today, having given up leadership of Microsoft, his innate motivation has led him to establish the Gates Foundation, which has grown to become the largest transparently operated private foundation in the world. And I love this last statement here. It says, dreaming is not unique, but it's unique to have a vision, see how it can happen, and then be compelled to make it happen. Okay, so Lisa and I will go over, we'll go through these and you just write down 10.
I did.
You did?
I did simple ones because last time I was accused of making them way too hard.
No, you can't make them simple because somebody got 10 right last time. What are you talking about? Like she's
I didn't
thinking.
I didn't make them up last time.
Well, it's okay. Somebody got 10 right. So let me ask if anybody has a comment and guys, please challenge yourself to comment, okay? If you have something that's on your heart or you want to comment on this, I believe this stuff is powerful. I will. Some people ask me for this PDF. If you didn't get it, then email me. I'll send it to you. Or I have it on my computer. My email is protandem@health.com. Anybody want to make a comment about these apps? Anybody? Nobody wants to comment. Anybody see a couple things in themselves or some things they might want to work on? Transparency is always good, guys.
I got one.
Go ahead, Q.
I like how you said don't let what'd you say? Don't let something get in the way of progress. Don't let
Don't let the noise don't let the noise get in the way of progress. Yeah.
Well, pretty much, what you had said at the moment, you said something about like, don't worry about trying to be too perfect or work fine tuning something when the whole idea is you get better by experience. That hit home too, because a few times I had noticed that with me, I wanted to be perfect in something instead of moving forward. So that resonated with me very well.
That's encouraging. That's awesome. Anybody else?
Hey, Mike, the characteristics here, like future focus, really kind of bring out our company and the people that are in our company.
Yeah.
I mean, we're headed to the with our products. I was talking to a guy the other day on the golf course, and we were talking about being first and with the latest technology and improving health. And he said, "What are you talking about?" And man, so
Yeah, totally. Hey, Mike, go on my YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed to it. I did a video yesterday, why entrepreneurs should know about biohacking.
oh, okay.
Teaching guys who are business owners or work for somebody else doing sales or true entrepreneurs how they can go about through that. So that's a big. Anybody else? Comment, question, anybody else? Nobody? 2 people? Okay. I'm taking it you guys learned a lot and you can go back over this again.
I have something else to add too, Mike.
Okay.
Hello?
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was talking to this young lady. She actually was just she was on the Gary Vaynerchuk show, I think about a year ago or almost a year ago. And so he put her on this little, checkup program a few months later. And me and her have been connecting ever since she was on that show. And, I told her, I said, hey, because we had a conversation before about her being in network marketing. And I said, according to Eric Worre, it's only a matter of time before you do it again. And she was like, I just signed up last night for another network marketing company. And, I was just laying out some facts for her. And she was like, really astounded. And then she was like, well, I just don't want to try to convince people about something and get back in it like this and blast product on social media. I was like, you were absolutely wrong. And she was like, there's a different way. And she's a huge following. So for her to not even know the right way and to know what we had at all, and she goes to all of Tony Robbins' things. She travels very well. Her mom is loaded, so she can travel anywhere, anytime she wants to. But she had no idea of anything that was going on or the way to be trained. So, we really are pioneers in everything we're doing. As if that adds some confidence to everybody.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go down through and let's go. Question number 1 is, what type of beings are we? You can guess that one. What type of beings are we?
Momentum.
Oh, Mike, you're not supposed to tell. You're supposed to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
mute
Mike.
you.
Know the rules, man.
let me mute myself. I'm sorry. I thought.
You already gave Mike already gave one
All
away.
right, so everybody got
okay.
that one right.
Yeah, everybody got that one right.
Um,
Okay, so
you-
what was the name of the guy that I mentioned, the young entrepreneur from California that I talked to, and that I spoke of, and what was his word that he learned from me? So that's a 2-part question. What was his name, and what did he learn from me? One word he learned. Okay, I gave you an extra one just because Mike gave the first one away. How long ago did John Maxwell write the first edition of this book? How many years ago? And I'm going to give you an extra one on that one. What percentage, write that down. What percentage of the book did he rewrite? Okay, so there's 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
What attribute is mostly related to sports?
96%.
Hey, you guys are muted. It wasn't that, but that's good. Okay, so you guys are supposed to be writing these down. I'm gonna give a prize away. Whoever
Just
got
write
the
down
most
your
right.
answers,
Write
yeah.
down your answers. What attribute is mostly related to sports?
What type of learning?
What type of learning? One type of learning. Okay.
Give Lisa a high five. You said Lisa just high five. Who did Lisa high five? I know.
Okay. Who did Lisa high five?
In relation to
Adapt.
In relation to sports. That's right. Lisa gave a woo woo,
Yeah.
a high five for sports. I told you who that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Silicon Valley's mantra?
Adapt.
Hey, you guys quit telling this. You guys, I'm muting you guys. You got to quit telling people these things.
What was Silicon Valley's adapted mantra?
Okay, yeah. What was Silicon Valley's mantra? It was two words, something and something. Okay. And then, okay.
What our new coaches plan for our business?
What's our new coaches plan for
Experiment.
our business?
What was he excited or most known
Okay.
Say that again.
for? Our new coach, Matt Lack.
Okay, Mark Lack, my new coach that we hired, his main purpose for us was to build
What?
what? Okay. What was the number one thing that Alex Charfin said we need to eliminate? Okay. All right, that should be like 11, I think. So, all right. How many did y'all get right since everybody was telling y'all?
All right.
Let's go
so
over
the first
them.
one was the momentum.
Innate motivation.
Momentum was the
Innate.
first one. Okay. Guys, mute yourself. You're killing me. Okay. What did Alex Macklin was the guy I said, and he spoke on intentionality, right? John Maxwell wrote his book 35 years ago and rewrote 85% of, that's 4. Okay. The attribute to sports was experiential learning. Experiential learning. Experiential learning. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me.
Yep.
Experiential learning. Lisa, give a fist pump for Michael Jordan. What was Silicon Valley's mantra?
Fail fast,
Fail forward. Fail fast, fail forward. And, our new coaches' plan for us was to build partnerships. Build partnerships. Okay. Alex Marfin said we needed to eliminate noise.
Yep.
Okay. I have how many was that? 9?
I think so. Let me see.
That 9, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do one more. Okay. We'll do this one. Who was the youngest self-made millionaire?
Oh, Jesus.
You guys remember that one? Eliza Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes. Yep. All right. How many did you guys get? Anybody care to comment? Down in the chat box. Anybody get 5? Anybody get 6?
I got 6.
I got 8.
Who got 8? Mike, you got 8?
I got 8.
All right. Mike got, anybody else? Chris, what'd you get, bro? Nah.
Chris wrote way up there. He got
6, sir.
6. Oh, Elena got 5. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody beat 8?
Bravo.
All right. I'm going to give 2. I'll give 2 things. I'll give, because Mike won last week. I'll give Mike Weingarten won last week. I'm going to give 2 things away because Mike and I are going to be working together, so he'll get plenty of things. I'm going to give one to Mike Hinkie. Mike Hinkie, you're going to get a book because I know you like to read, so I'm going to send you a book.
Thank you.
Just text me your address.
Okay.
And Mike Weingarten get something too. I'm already planned out. So any comments or questions before we go?
I just want to make one quick comment. Everything that you went over tonight reinforces a book that I'm reading that is really a good book called First, Fast, and Fearless.
Good book.
It's a leadership book by the SEAL team.
Oh yeah, that's a great book.
And everything that you said is really reinforced because those people are problem solvers. And it was interesting. They're not just warriors. They do a lot of other things besides just go into battle. They solve a lot of problems, and they have to be prepared, but they have to be first, fast, and fearless.
Yeah, I've been working with a lot of Navy SEALs in my masterminds. And Mike, I did want to tell you, the book was the E-Myth Revisited.
Already ordered it.
Okay, good. Yeah, guys, that book, the E-Myth Revisited, Lisa and I are listening to the audio version of it. You guys haven't listened to it. It'll help you with every ounce of thing. And I wanted to leave you guys with one real quick thing. So many people have texted me and asked me what Thrive is because, look, it's not a product. It's a mastermind that we are involved in. And I'll just tell you this. I've had several of my friends that have signed up to go to Thrive. If you're an entrepreneur in any way, shape, or form, in sales, you're a boss, you want to create a course for entrepreneurs, you're in Life Vantage, whatever and obviously everybody here is in Life Vantage, but let me just explain something to you. It's in September. It's in Vegas. It'll be one of the best investments you'll ever make in your life is to go to Thrive. You go to 10thrive.com. You can find the rates of the prices and stuff there. I just encourage you guys to do that. It's a really cool thing that Lisa and I will go to as long as we're breathing, just because we believe that you are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with. And if you surround yourself with leaders, I'll just tell you this, Eric Thomas, who is my favorite motivational speaker, is the keynote speaker this year. He was the number one choice over Tony Robbins. Okay. And there's just a lot of awesome speakers that are going to be there. My coach, Mark Lack. So awesome time with you guys tonight. I hope this has been beneficial from you guys. I'm going to have to let you guys get the recording tomorrow morning, and I'll combine both recordings. I'll put them on the Freedom Fighters, and I'll also put them live on my YouTube channel. So, and I will post tonight's opportunity webinar that we did on that link also. So guys, thanks for joining us. We had a great turnout tonight. I'm super excited to teach some stuff for you guys in the coming weeks that we're learning, and our VIP day is next week, so I'll be able to teach you guys some more stuff. So thank you guys for being on. Have a great rest of your weekend. And those of you I didn't get to say happy 4th to, happy to, yeah. And just a reminder, no call next Thursday. It'll be probably be Sunday night. I'll let you guys know this week. Okay. All right.
Let's do one in Anaheim.
What's that?
Let's do a live one in Anaheim with everyone there.
There you go. I'll be at the elite. I'll be at the elite reception when that's when our time's going on. So yeah, we'll. I still got to figure that out too. We have to dress in the 70s or whatever. Maybe maybe I should ask you, Mike, since Mike Hinkie. Maybe you can show me some stuff from the.
I don't know if I got any stuff around here from the 7th.
I think maybe I could find like some corduroy bell bottoms or something, with I don't know. We'll figure it out. I got
polyester.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it every day, Mike. So it should
go
be
to
easy.
the Goodwill store, Mike. That's where you might find some.
Well, it's funny. Daniel's sister hooked us up for this last one, and we had a zoot suit and some other stuff. So I'm just going to go down there tomorrow and see what she's got. So we'll see.
All right.
Guys,
Thanks
be
a lot.
blessed. Be blessed. Love you guys.